All right, wizards, you might already know this, but when Harry Potter's father was at Hogwarts, he and his friends created a group called the Marauders, and they developed this map. And it was amazing because wherever anyone went on Hogwarts campus, they could be found if the person who had the map used the magic words, which were, "I solemnly swear I am up to no good." Well, you're going to be up to a lot of good today as you make this map and use this special invisible ink UV light pen to show the way in and out of Hogwarts. All right, let's get started.
For this activity, you'll need a pencil, you'll need a Sharpie, you'll need a ruler, you'll need a piece of white construction paper, your notebook, and I know you're excited about this, your invisible ink pen. So let's get started. So to begin, we're gonna fold our paper so that it crosses over itself and has 3 segments. So you'll have 1, and then like that. And that way you have 3 segments and it can open up like this. Once that's done, once you've folded it, you'll open it up, and we're going to use our ruler and we're going to do some measurement. And you can do yours wherever you want, but you're going to follow the directions with me. Using your ruler, you're going to measure 29 centimeters and you're going to draw a horizontal line. So horizontal would be straight across. And you can start that line wherever you want, but start at the 0 and go to 29, just like that. And then you're going to do another one towards the bottom of your map. Measure 29 centimeters horizontally and draw a line. Then you're going to draw a vertical line. So vertical is up and down, connecting your 2 lines that you just drew, just like that. On the inside, you're gonna draw 2 15-centimeter vertical lines, and you can put those anywhere you want inside. I'm gonna make a lot of room on mine, so I'm gonna do 1 on this end and 1 on this end. And then you'll draw horizontal lines that connect these lines together. It's okay if it's not perfect because we are going to go over this whole thing in Sharpie and there will be a lot of erasing that we do. So now on the inside of this, you get to decide where you're going to place them. So everyone's will look differently, but you're going to draw 3 different rectangles. One will be an 8 by 5 centimeter, one will be a 6 by 6 centimeter, and one will be an 11 by 9 centimeter rectangle. So you're gonna have to figure out which one you're going to put where. And knowing that the 11 by 9 is the biggest, I'm gonna place that over here. So I'm measuring 11, and then I'm going to measure 9 centimeters. And then I can connect these, 11 and 9. So now I've made my first rectangle. Now I get to do a 6 by 6 square anywhere I want on this page. So I'm gonna do mine right here. 6 centimeters by 6 centimeters. And then I have one more to do, an 8 by 5. And you can really do them anywhere you want. So this is going to begin the inside of your map. Now we have a framework. From here, you can use your ruler or you can draw freely if you want, but we're gonna make squares and rectangles inside each of these squares and rectangles. And this is going to help us make our Marauders map. They don't have to be perfect because you will be going over them with a marker. So once you've got 3 rectangles or squares inside each of these other rectangles, then we're gonna get started on the next step. So this is the start of our map. But here's the thing about your map, is it's not just any map, it's going to be a maze. So from here, you can decide where your start is, where your entry is going to be to the maze, and where your exit is going to be. I'm going to start my entrance up here at the top. And to mark my entrance, I'm just going to use some little lines and do an eraser mark. And then I'm going to make my exit down here. So you're going to want a really good eraser for this because we're going to be doing a lot of erasing. Now, this would be far too simple of a maze, wouldn't it? So we're going to figure out a way to make this really, really tricky. And here's what we're going to do is as you go, you can create your pathway very lightly with pencil. Just decide where you want the person to go. They're going to take lefts and rights and ups and downs and go through the map in any kind of way that you wish for them to go. And design your exit. Once you've designed this exit, now you can design the other pathways, the ways in and out of your maze. So for every place that there's a line right now, you're just going to make an eraser mark so that we know that that will be an entrance. Just like that. You might think to yourself, just like I did, that that looks far too easy. So I'm going to change that and make my entrance to the next step up over here. Okay, now there we go. And you'll just keep doing this, making sure that every entrance has a pathway and an exit. Once you have a clear pathway and you're sure of how your maze is going to work, now you can start to create all the traps. You're going to want to make dead ends and turns that look like they could go one way but will actually go another. And so that's where this gets really fun. So for example, if I want my maze to start here, I want there to be an incentive to go this way. So I'm just going to use my ruler and I'm going to create a little line that makes it look like this is a pathway. And then I can make a line with a couple of pathways here because this is a nice thick area. And it's possible that somebody could go all the way down here and get trapped somewhere. So you can create a lot of traps down in here if you want. And so I'm gonna start making these traps. Make a dead end here. And the more lines you make, the more interesting your maze will be. And you don't have to use a ruler for everything. Sometimes I find that that's faster not to. Make sure that there's only one way in and out of your maze. This is going to represent a map of Hogwarts, and so we're going to put some of the rooms and things that you would find at Hogwarts in this maze. Okay, so I feel like I have a pretty good maze here. Your next step will be to decide what is going to be inside your map. And that's where your notebook is going to come in handy. So in your notebook, there's the key to your Marauders map. You have 50 points to spend on locations for your map. So you might decide to put in the Chamber of Secrets or the library or the Owlery or the Great Hall, whatever you want to do. You just have to make sure that you've used 50 points worth. So I'm going to add some of these things into my map. And you can add them to look like buildings if you want. So this is going to be, for me, the girls' dorm. And that's 3 points. And you're just gonna continue to go until you've added all the different things that you want to have in your map. And so just keep marking off what you're doing and keeping track of how many points you've spent. I still have a lot left I can go. So I'm gonna keep working on that and we'll come back to this in a second. So now I've labeled everything, and the next step is going to be to go over it all in Sharpie. You're gonna wanna make sure that you've really erased your lines. All of the pencil marks get erased after you have gone over your map in Sharpie. And this is where your awesome glow-in-the-dark secret pen comes in. So at this point, you're going to use your invisible ink pen and you're going to go over your map using invisible ink just like this. And you might wonder to yourself, how am I ever going to see that? Well, you'll take your pen and then you'll be able to see the pathway that you drew. So once your map is finished, you're going to cut out from your notebook either any of these that you want. You can do the Marauders map here. You can write your name on this and glue it down. And this can just go over the front. It will help hold it into place. You're not going to glue both sides. You're just going to glue part of it. And I'll show you how to do that. You're going to glue just half of it like that and set it down. And then you can use your other piece. This is where I write my name. And you'll glue half of that on this side. So just right here. And now it will stay closed. And here we have your Marauders map. Let's see if anyone can solve your maze.